is very worried that his life will suffer after throwing you away. The aftermath of rejection leaves narcissists in a state of concern. Greetings and welcome back to our channel. Today, we delve into the intriguing topic of why narcissists fret after rejecting you. But before we embark on our discussion, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you resonate with our perspective, or do you beg to differ? Let's dive right in. Picture this: the sting of abandonment. The narcissist, ever wary of losing their coveted source of attention and admiration, is quick to cultivate backup options in anticipation of your dwindling praise. They recognize your inclination to set boundaries and withhold the adulation they crave, replacing it with a mix of contentment and disdain. Though the narcissist may still receive sporadic validation, it pales in comparison to the relentless admiration they seek. Why does this scenario unfold? You, their primary narcissistic supply, grow weary of their incessant demands. The ceaseless cycle of manipulation, be it through gaslighting, triangulation, or other devious tactics aimed at devaluing and demeaning you, has taken its toll. Exhausted by the perpetual push and pull, you can no longer sustain the charade. Consequently, you withdraw from their manipulative grasp, disrupting the established dynamic. This withdrawal sends ripples of unease through the narcissist's psyche, prompting apprehension about the shifting power dynamics. Their source of sustenance, once unwavering, now teeters on the brink of depletion, a prospect that fills them with trepidation. In the intricate dance of narcissistic manipulation, they must weigh the repercussions of their actions and the potential loss of a prized narcissistic supply. Narcissists spiral into panic mode at the slightest hint of dissatisfaction from their primary source. The looming spectre of rejection, abandonment, or being cast aside looms large in their minds. To preempt such a scenario, narcissists meticulously cultivate a network of potential replacements or hone in on a specific individual with whom they've clandestinely forged connections on social media. This strategic preparation enables them to seamlessly pivot to supply B. With supply B in their sights, the narcissist cranks up the intensity, showcasing a facade of generosity, compassion, and sexual prowess. Their masquerade is meticulously crafted to ensnare supply B, who eagerly swallows the bait, envisioning a radiant and promising future ahead. Master manipulators, narcissists have honed their skills over time. As their treatment of the primary source deteriorates, their true nature emerges, veiled no longer by pretense. They grow increasingly callous, lamenting the shortcomings of their primary source while cozying up to the backup supply. This dual-pronged approach serves narcissists on multiple fronts. It rationalizes their actions in their own minds while setting the stage for their next manipulation. Meanwhile, they embark on a sophisticated smear campaign against their primary source, the very individual who once showered them with love and care. This calculated defamation aims to justify the narcissist's impending departure by tarnishing the reputation of their main source. This intricate maneuver involves deliberate instigation. Narcissists deliberately provoke their primary source into reacting unfavorably, seizing upon these reactions as ammunition for their smear campaign. This tactic capitalizes on the narcissist's adept projection of charm and benevolence within their social circles. Perceived as pillars of virtue, often involved in philanthropy or religious activities, they wield their facade of respectability to lend credibility to their character assassination of the primary source. At the heart of this intricate dance lies the narcissist's relentless pursuit to conceal their true self. Fearing exposure of their inherent flaws or vulnerabilities, They embark on a frantic quest for a new soulmate to uphold their pristine image. Driven by an insatiable need for adoration and validation, coupled with their incapacity for genuine, reciprocal relationships, narcissists perpetuate a vicious cycle of idealization, devaluation, and eventual abandonment. As the narcissist seamlessly transitions to a new supplier, leaving behind a trail of emotional wreckage, the primary source is left grappling with their departure and the painful truths that inevitably surface in their wake. For narcissists, abandonment isn't just a mere discomfort, it strikes at the very core of their identity. They tirelessly strive to project an image of superiority, whether in material wealth, spiritual enlightenment, or overall excellence, both to themselves and to the world. The spectre of abandonment forces them to confront their true selves, the aspects they spent a lifetime evading. The parts steeped in hatred, shame, and deepest fears. In a desperate bid to evade this uncomfortable truth, narcissists craft elaborate facades and engage in a myriad of distractions to avoid being unmasked. Yet, despite their best efforts, there are moments when they find themselves alone, confronted with the stark reality of their true essence. In these solitary moments, their facade crumbles, and the weight of their genuine identity bears down on them, fueling an overwhelming urge to flee. Resorting to drugs, alcohol, or other forms of escapism becomes a temporary reprieve from the unbearable solitude, a means to dull their consciousness and blur their stark reality. Encountering their authentic self sparks a profound existential crisis, a seismic upheaval that shakes the very foundations of their identity and place in the world. The realization that they've been abandoned, stripped of the omnipotent and immaculate image they meticulously crafted, unleashes waves of anxiety and sorrow. It lays bare the fragility of their self-esteem, intricately woven with the threads of external validation. Bereft of this validation, they are consumed by a profound sense of worthlessness. The prospect of facing their stark reality, devoid of protective shields, fills them with dread. It serves as a stark reminder of the gaping chasm between their public persona and private reality, driving them to extraordinary lengths to evade their own reflection. These periods of enforced solitude and introspection unveil the narcissist's vulnerability, a facet they vehemently strive to conceal. Their web of deceit, charm, and relentless pursuit of validation serves as a shield against this fragility. However, in their relentless quest to mask their true selves, they become increasingly entangled in their own web of lies, erecting barriers that hinder genuine connection and self-acceptance. Relationships, particularly those involving narcissists, resemble the unpredictability of sports teams and their management. Let's delve into Supply B, a secondary option tantalizingly adored with promises of a radiant future. The deceit and manipulation characterizing this phase mirror the anticipation accompanying the recruitment of a promising athlete. However, reality soon dawns, revealing that Supply B pales in comparison to the primary supply. Nevertheless, driven by appearances, the narcissist champions Supply B as the pinnacle of compatibility. This scenario echoes the fictional city's response to the unexpected downturn in the performance of their celebrated quarterback, John Champion. Picture a community where the revered football star endures a string of consecutive losses. Much like a narcissist's disillusionment, the city deems Champion past his prime, clamouring for change. In their fervour for revitalization, they turn to a rookie in a bid to inject vigour into their fortunes. Yet, this novice lacks Champion's finesse and expertise, stumbling through their role akin to a hapless sitcom character named Alex Anderson, fumbling even the most rudimentary tasks. Initial support for this overhaul, fueled by the city's impetuosity, swiftly wanes into regret. Behind closed doors, the realization of champion's irreplaceability begins to seep in. Pride and the facade of unwavering resolve hinder swift acknowledgement of this misstep. Like city officials awaiting the settling dust, akin to narcissists, they bide their time before conceding to their misjudgments. The flaws of Alex Anderson gradually come to light with each passing game, marred by missteps, delayed reactions, and squandered opportunities, a stark contrast to champion's erstwhile brilliance. Amidst their initial fervour for the rookie, the city pines for the return of champion, harbouring apprehension at the prospect of losing everything. This narrative mirrors narcissistic entanglements, where the relentless pursuit of an unattainable perfection culminates in the devaluation of partners. Bound by their fixation on an idealized reality, each replacement inevitably falls short of filling the void left by the original choice. Narcissists, akin to city officials swiftly discarding champion post a momentary setback, are prone to impulsive, calamitous decisions. Yet, much like the primary source in narcissistic dynamics, champion thrives elsewhere, underscoring the folly of the city's abrupt dismissal. This triumph accentuates the city's short-sightedness, serving as a poignant reminder of what was hastily cast aside. Attaining effortless perfection breeds disillusionment and longing, exacting a toll upon the narcissist. In this extended metaphor, stalwart sports franchises like the Dallas Cowboys epitomize resilience and fidelity through their enduring patience, a stark juxtaposition to the narcissist's relentless pursuit of novelty and flawlessness, often at the expense of genuine bonds and enduring triumphs. This cautionary tale of precipitate judgments, remorse, and the pursuit of an elusive ideal finds resonance both in the realm of sports and personal relationships. Ultimately, narcissistic entanglements emerge as veritable minefields of emotional manipulation and turmoil, leaving shattered hearts and fractured self-esteem in their wake. The realization that they've been abandoned and aren't the flawless, all-powerful figure they projected brings immense anxiety and despair to the narcissist. It lays bare the fragility of their self-esteem, which is intricately tied to external validation. Stripped of this approval, they're engulfed in a sense of worthlessness. The prospect of solitude, confronting their unadorned reality, is a terrifying notion for them, highlighting the stark dissonance between their public facade and private truth. To evade this reckoning, they'll resort to any lengths. These periods of enforced isolation and introspection unveil the narcissist's vulnerability, a facet they vehemently conceal. Their guile, charm, and ceaseless pursuit of validation serve as shields against this weakness. Yet, as they persist in masking their true selves, they become entangled in their own web of deceit, hindering genuine connections and self-acceptance. Relationships, particularly those entangled with narcissists, resemble the unpredictability of sports teams and their management. Consider Supply B, a secondary option with rosy promises for the future. The deceit and manipulation reminiscent of this phase parallel the drafting of a promising athlete. However, reality soon dawns that Supply B pales in comparison to the primary source. Despite this, driven by appearances, the narcissist champions Supply B as the ideal match. This mirrors the reaction of a fictional city witnessing the successive defeats of its star quarterback, John Champion. Picture a community grappling with the downfall of their football icon, torn between disappointment and the allure of a new beginning. In the narcissistic city, the once-adored champion gradually fades into obscurity, deemed past his prime. Seeking novelty, they pin their hopes on a rookie to rejuvenate their fortunes. However, this newcomer, akin to a clumsy sitcom character named Alex Anderson, lacks champion's finesse and skill, stumbling through the basics with awkwardness. Initial enthusiasm for this change, spurred by the city's impulsiveness, soon gives way to remorse as champion's absence becomes increasingly glaring. Yet, driven by pride and a facade of unwavering resolve, city officials, much like narcissists, delay admitting their error until the dust settles. Over time, Alex Anderson's shortcomings become glaringly evident. Each game is riddled with mistakes, missed opportunities, and delayed reactions, starkly contrasting champion's once impressive performances. Despite initially rallying behind the rookie, the city begins to yearn for the golden days of champion's reign. Whispers of champion's potential return instill dread, as the city grapples with the prospect of losing everything they once cherished. This narrative mirrors the dynamics of narcissistic relationships, where the relentless pursuit of an unattainable perfection leads to the devaluation of partners. Just as the narcissist swiftly discards their primary source after minor setbacks, the city relinquishes champion without fully considering the consequences. Meanwhile, champion finds success elsewhere, serving as a poignant reminder of the city's hasty judgment and the folly of forsaking what they once held dear. In the quest for a flawless victory, devoid of setbacks, narcissists often find themselves grappling with disappointment and yearning, facing the repercussions of their actions. In contrast, sports teams like the Dallas Cowboys exemplify traits of perseverance and loyalty, showcasing patience in their endeavors. This stands in stark contrast to the narcissist's relentless pursuit of novelty and perfection, frequently at the expense of genuine connections and enduring success. This narrative of hastiness in judgment, subsequent regret, and the pursuit of an unattainable ideal serves as a cautionary tale applicable to both sports and personal relationships. Indeed, relationships with narcissists can resemble a treacherous minefield, fraught with emotional manipulation and conflict, ultimately resulting in shattered hearts and diminished self-esteem. Despite their efforts to conceal it, narcissists are inevitably confronted with their inner void. Breaking this destructive cycle entails fostering authentic, emotionally intimate connections rooted in mutual respect and empathy. If you found this content engaging, we encourage you to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stimulating discussions. Your support enables us to create tailored content and cultivate a community of support and growth. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Greetings to all, welcome. It makes me happy that you return to listen consistently. In the following discourse, I shall enumerate the 10 most egregious actions that an empath can provoke in the typical destructive narcissist. However, before we delve into the salacious details, I would like to clarify that what you are about to discover is abusive and traumatic for those who are in a relationship with an emotional abuser. It is not for those who encounter terrifying individuals who have the potential to harm them or their family. This is for all individuals who are confronted with narcissists, those who are possessive, untrustworthy, and dependent on psychological and emotional turmoil. In the event of encountering a perilous or violent circumstance, seek immediate medical attention, police assistance, or the assistance of a medical professional. Never subject yourself or your loved ones to such perilous circumstances. We can now begin our task with this information at our disposal. Anticipate to discover the characteristics and behaviors that will cause your narcissist to leap from a brink. Therefore, as I explain and deconstruct everything you need to know, transcribe my words. However, pause. Before we move on to the next sneaky tactic, please subscribe and click the bell to receive weekly updates with additional life-improving tips. Avoid becoming entangled in their dispute. Narcissists require perplexity, intensity, drama, and a vulnerable individual to demonstrate how much they despise and feel remorseful about themselves. They frequently view their prey as emotional punching bags, and boy, do they pack a powerful impact. But what if you have no desire to fight back or converse with them? What would happen if your response to their verbal assaults, criticism, or projections was a vacant expression rather than an emotional one? They certainly will undoubtedly go insane. Their refuse is idling without a destination, and they have no one left to vent their resentment towards. Reducing your contact with them will result in you becoming a more difficult target. Fortunately, the narcissist will feel impotent because they have no ability to alter or control you. 2. Are indifferent to their concerns. Have you ever encountered an individual who seemed to be so preoccupied with their personal issues, rumors, and conflicts that you felt compelled to jolt them to return them to reality? Such is the lifestyle of a megalomaniac. Individuals who desire recognition, authority, and a position of influence employ a variety of strategies to alter your perception of them. However, what will occur if you behave as though you do not care? What if you demonstrated that their erroneous convictions do not influence your thoughts, emotions, or behavior? Imagine their bewilderment upon discovering how insignificant you consider them to be. Consider the anguish that would ensue if an individual were incapable of exerting control over you or altering your disposition. They go insane when you are occupied with living your life, accomplishing goals, experiencing joy, and attending to personal matters. They have lost all control over you. Demonstrate your lack of concern for their challenges, their potential impact on you, and any other notions they may attempt to convince you of. 3. Tell them to everyone. Narcissists possess exceptional skill in employing manipulation as a means to deceive others, glamorize themselves, and conceal their lack of proficiency in various domains. However, what would occur if they were placed on the location in the presence of others? What then would happen if you informed their peers of their deceit, exaggeration, or lack of proficiency? Consider the apprehension that will fill their eyes when you pose a direct inquiry that compels them to reveal their true selves. Consider how offended they will be if you call attention to their deficiencies or errors in a public setting. You eliminate their ability to exert control over you and expose them to their true nature. They will no longer be capable of deceiving you or anyone else, as their true nature will be visible to all. Therefore, demonstrate whom they truly are in public, confront them, and make it clear that you will not tolerate their deceit and ruses. 4. Convince them that their narrative and emotions are authentic. What would happen if you ceased to believe their deceit and exposed them for what they truly are? What if you rejected their tragic narrative and refused to allow them to exploit you? Your denial of their emotions and experiences amounts to an admission that, I do not believe your falsehoods, nor do I support your arguments. You are effectively communicating your inability to tolerate their deceit and your ability to discern their mischief. However, how do you deate? The next time you hear a narcissist speaking negatively about or about another person, give them an opportunity. Refute the narcissist's account and communicate that you will not tolerate their deceit. This effectively halts their progress, leaving them bewildered as you cease to participate in their game. 5. Disregard them and treat them poorly. What if you reciprocated the contempt they demonstrate towards you in return? What if you inverted the tables on them and made them feel insignificant? Narcissists can be effectively retaliated against by treating them with contempt and disdain. One can demonstrate resistance to being moved around by reciprocating their treatment of oneself. you will cease to be judged or criticized by them. How do you do it? First, prevent them from dominating the conversation. Do not permit their criticism to diminish your sense of self-worth. It is imperative to persist and advocate for oneself. Distinguish unequivocally that you will not tolerate their egocentric conduct and that they will not frighten you. 6. Discontinue your focus on them. What if you responded with laughter or an expression that read, "You cannot be serious"? Neglecting them may result in the erosion of their potency. Refraining from caving to their narcissistic tendencies deprives them of the desired attention and regard. You are demonstrating that their anecdotes and deceptions fail to captivate you. But exercise caution and observe the results of your actions. It is possible that they will lose it if they embellish and fabricate information. 7. Be completely truthful. Narcissists are highly skilled at manipulating others and have a severely lacking sense of self. But what if, despite the pain, you told them the truth? Could you consider providing them with the information they require, even if it contradicts their desires? Being ruthlessly candid with narcissists can serve as a potent method of uncovering their true nature. They might just lose it when you express the icy, harsh truth directly into their eyes. They dislike being told the truth, particularly when it contradicts their inflated self-esteem. Therefore, have the courage to express what others are unwilling to say. Observe as their minds explode in disbelief at the realization of their actions. 8. Pay no attention to them whatsoever. Narcissists derive positive self-perceptions from their fabricated sense of self. However, what if you had the ability to see through them? What if you discovered that they are truly feeble, ineffective, and without value? One can effectively undermine their influence by perceiving through them. It is game over for them when they realize that you can see through their deceit and recognize how fragile their illusory sense of self is. They are aware that you are aware, thus they cannot pretend that nothing is amiss. 9. Irrespective. Weakening them significantly can be accomplished by ignoring them. You are not providing nourishment for their ego by avoiding their attention. This can simultaneously deprive them to death and drive them insane. Despite the difficulty, the effort is worthwhile. Notwithstanding the potential intensity of the silence, perseverance is crucial. It is, without a doubt, preferable to dealing with their attempts to exert control over you. Consequently, disregard them and observe as their strength wanes. 10. Resigning and evacuating their presence. A complete and total detachment from them is the result of giving up and walking away. It signifies, "I couldn't care less, you're dead to me now." It signifies the absence of concentration, vitality, concern, or provision for narcissism. It means avoid all communication with them. Clearly, this is not a debate or a pastime. I'm well aware that this is simpler said than done. However, I assure you that it is feasible. Additionally, it is vital for your own well-being. I trust this film has imparted some knowledge to you. Please like it and share with me the most valuable insight you gained from it, if applicable. In addition, if you are a newcomer to my channel, please subscribe and click the icon to receive notifications whenever I upload new videos throughout the week. Access my complimentary course and additional benefits by clicking the link in the description below, should you be intrigued. It is essential to be aware of your value and the means to obtain freedom. I appreciate your attention